it do? It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that ROD pod. For those that don't know who I am him Jones, the AK representative. And of course, I come to represent live and direct. Want to give nothing but thanks and honor to the creators, to the Alkebulan deities, to the ancestors, and to you guys for your continuous support, leaving all that feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected because it allows me to do what I do best. You feel me? Today we're gonna have a phenomenal broadcast, or should I say podcast, right? What is this, 200 and something? I've been doing so much podcast for the last 4 years. I'm overwhelmed and excited, honored, because for me to still be doing this and to have over 1,000 recordings, it's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everything, and I take everything in stride. Just going through my hard drives, looking up old lessons and stuff, and it's like, damn, I gotta bring these things back one time for the one time, a little refreshers for the people, because it seems like the people have forgotten exactly what's going on. Speaking about what's going on, man, it's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. You got World War I, II, III, IV, all of it combined compared to the arsenals that these guys have today. And people is on edge. You got people walking, protesting, marching, demanding Trump to be impeached. You got people in Iran saying that your missiles can't reach. It's just crazy. Even out in Israel, they got people running deep into the mountains, and then you got other people hiding in bunkers. And speaking of bunkers, these people who supposedly be God's chosen in the supposed Holy Land, they was acting very racist towards the Alkebulan descendants. You understand? Where they wasn't allowed to have entry into the bunkers and left to be outside with, everybody else. But that's another topic in itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to dive too deep into that. I want to talk about us. Today's topic is about us and how it's time for us to respect our DNA. You see, I wanted to say respect our last names, but processing it, thinking about it, and also just going through, history. We don't have a last name. True word. Never had a last name. In fact, we was known based on the clan, because the clan am I saying it right? The clan, right? Or the tribe that you was in. Not this 12 tribe nonsense. No. The tribe that you was in. So if you was from the tribe of Chinawa, right? So you would have been Junior from the Chinawa tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was our name. So I said, you know what? Scratch that. We're not going to say respect your last name. We're going to turn it up a notch. We're going to turn it up a notch, and we're going to say it what needs to be said. It is time for us to respect our DNA. Yes, our DNA. It is time to show respect, because your DNA connects back to the land where you was taken from, to the ancestors that was stolen, to the grandmother that didn't want to have the abortion, to the mother and the father who petitioned and commissioned for you to come out and give you this wisdom for you to listen. Okay? So, but before we do that, I want to talk about some hood news. Okay? Let's start off with Jim Jones. Now, Jimmy, come here. Let me talk to you for a minute, pimp. I believe you're lacing your weed. Not only do I believe you're lacing your weed, I believe you have too many yes men around you. I believe that your main objective is to finally be the Cameron to whatever nonsense you're doing, meaning the head of the organization. But the difference between Cameron and you, Cameron is a hustler. Cameron is knowing how to get to the bag. You, on the other hand, you're struggling. You are a struggling artist, bro. I'm gonna be the one to tell you. And Freaky Zeke, I still want you to come on the podcast. Please don't take it as a level of disrespect. This is honesty, bro. Honesty is the best policy, bro. Okay? You are an unsuccessful rapper, bro. You have never been successful. You have never, bro, your music has never played outside of Harlem, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. The Vamp Life, all that, we never played that in New York City. Since you want to be technical and saying that, you know, you touch and you do more for the culture than any, no, let me be honest. Nobody listens to your music, bro. You rap off beat, okay? You don't give no substance. There's no substance in your music. I listened to your last album, Walking to Church, and I'm gonna be honest, that is weak material. You are from New York City. New York City rappers are held to higher regards than everybody else because this is the home of where it started. Let me give you an example, right? You expect the Americans to play football better than those in Europe or wherever. And I'm not talking about soccer. I'm talking about actual football. You cannot expect these people to outplay you, right? You are held to a standard. So wherever you go, wherever you release has to meet that criteria. And Jim Jones, you have never met that criteria, my brother. Not only have you never met that criteria, it's already out in the open that people wrote for you. And maybe now you learn how to freestyle, but it's still weak, bro. Every time I hear you on the track, every time I hear you featuring somebody, like if you get on a song with Jadakiss and Fab and even Mano, you are the weakest. The Lobby Boys, you was the weakest link. Look. What keeps you relevant, my guy, is your sense of fashion. You got some fashion to you. I'm not gonna deny that. Harlem niggas get fly. That is a fact. Not gonna deny that. But when it comes to music, when it comes to content, when it comes to substance, when it comes to, giving people something to wake up to and motivation, you're not that. You have never been that. And I just want you to know that. Okay? You're becoming too delusional. The last thing I want to address is you guys disrespecting the greatest basketball player that ever lived on the face of this earth, Kobe Bryant. Now, right? The disrespect that you guys has been displaying on the greatest basketball player of all times. And yes, I said the greatest basketball player of all times. Why is Kobe Bryant the greatest basketball player of all times? Let's see. Everybody will agree that Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever seen. Kobe Bryant mimicked his game after Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever seen. But Kobe Bryant mastered dribbling. Kobe Bryant mastered the three-point game. Footwork, Jordan footwork is not like Kobe's. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay? And the difference is Kobe had the undoubtable will to win by any means necessary. That is the difference between the two. Kobe was the complete, I repeat, the complete basketball player. And for those like Tracy McGrady and Gilbert Arenas, listen, you guys were offensive players and you guys was trash. When I mean trash is you wasn't there when needed. When it was time for you guys to step up and show your superstar and your greatness, you failed. All of you guys failed. And now that the man is dead, because if Kobe was alive, I promise you, all of this conversation that we're having would never be. Stephen A would not have the audacity to put LeBron James over Kobe. You know what I'm saying? The audacity that you guys are doing, putting individuals over other individuals, and your reasoning is because of stat breaking. Okay? LeBron James' bodies is Diddy's bodies. We're not going to get into that, but hey, I'm just saying. So please, have some respect for Kobe. The numbers speak for itself. Tracy, you said that if you had Shaq, you would have took your team to the championship. But you had Yao Ming, a 7'6" who could not be stopped. And you lost in the first round. You lost to a 1-footed German. Okay? Yao Ming got outplayed by Sean Bradley. The only highlight of that whole thing was you dunking on him. Come on, man, stop. Just please, just leave that man alone. Gilbert, we're not even going to talk about your career. It's not even worth it. Shout out to you for signing that massive contract, but that's where it stops. Your game, or that one game when you dropped 63, the reason why you dropped 63 on Kobe, because Kobe, first of all, he was playing against your team, which was, what was their record at the time? I don't know, but we'll find out. Okay? Kobe sees you twice a year, bro. How many years you been in the NBA? How many times you dropped 63? You acting like you did this consistently playing against them. Come on, one time. Anybody can shine one time. I know a lot of role players who had a phenomenal night. Does that make them greater than the greatest or the great ones? No. So please, Gilbert, take a seat. Listen to your comrades. True word. Take a seat. Okay? But for today's conversation, we're going to talk about respecting our DNA. Once upon a time, we had rules and regulations as Black people. The rule was stay within your nation. There's nothing wrong with separation. And continuously give phenomenal education. But somewhere down the line, that changed. Now, how did we end up in slavery? This is the conversation that we need to have, right? So people don't understand how slavery occurred. So let me give you just a brief understanding of how slavery occurred. Slavery came with King Alfonso, right? When he took the Congo and the Congolinians and the Zimbabweans and the Shaka Zulus and the Zulu nation, excuse me. You see, even the Shaka Zulu nation. You know what I'm saying? Like those were the tribes. That's how our last names was told. But when he converted the Alkebulans into Christianity, that's when slavery happened. Because he committed treason amongst the land, the people, the animals, etc. And the land still hasn't recovered. And because of that heinous act, because of that treason, you see that out of all the countries in Africa, or Alkebulan for those that don't know, right? The Congo is the only country that's still suffering the most than anybody else. If you go look up the Congo, you're not going to see the beautiful sky rises like you see in Nigeria and Ghana and South Africa. You're not going to see that. You're going to see more homeless people. You're going to see children crying. You're going to see mothers trying to figure out what they're going to eat because they don't have enough money. And then you're going to see them still being slaves, digging in those holes to give you this. Okay? All right? So when people try to give you this foolish nonsense of we was breaking laws and no. We was breaking the ultimate law, and that was breaking the laws of our DNA, breaking the laws and the ways of our ancestors. Our DNA is connected to our ancestors. And when we started breaking our DNA, whether it's intertwining, whining and dining, being spiritually mesmerizing, when we started doing that, that's when we started suffering. Yes, suffering. So now, here we are in 2025. We are completely combobulated, mentally lost, physically lost, spiritually lost, sexually lost. We are lost in every way, shape, or form. And the reason why we're lost is because we're not respecting our DNA. We are now have allowed those who corrupted the DNA, broke us in half. We're allowing these individuals to now minister and direct our path into some form of, righteousness. I don't know. I really don't know where, what's the purpose of the direction that they want us to go. Oh, I know. Let me take that back. I know. But they broke us, right? Now everything about us is nothing black. Our DNA of who we are, we don't even represent that. We don't even stand on that. We don't even honor that. We thinking our DNA is just the color of our skin, and I'm a black woman, and a black woman should be treated like this, and I'm a black man, and a black man should be treated like that. That's what we think respecting our DNA is. No, respecting your DNA goes way deeper than that. Respecting your DNA is continuously upholding the ancestors who fought back against slavery, who fought back against Christianity, who fought back against Islam, who fought back against these Europeans forcing themselves on the women. Yes, women fought back, bro. Like, people don't even understand the history of what our sisters and our brothers was doing to ensure our freedom. See, they keep giving you guys the stories of what happened for the niggers being disobedient. They show you the slave movies where they're being hung and they're being lashed and tied to a tree and beaten until they can't even walk and talk. All of that. This is what they keep feeding you, but they don't feed you the rebellion. They don't feed you the rejections and the not acceptings, the religion and all of that. They don't feed you that. They don't feed you that, and that's intentional, right? Because to control somebody, you must introduce some level of fear. So if I show you what we did to you in the 1700s and what we did to you in the 1800s and then what we did to you in the 50s and the 60s, in 2025, you're going to be more subject to be grateful for the opportunities, being grateful from being a slave to a sharecropper, right? Be grateful for that. You're going to say, look, man, it could be worse, bro. And that's what these images, and this is what these reminders of these movies and all. Every year, you're going to see another slave movie. It's going to be another Harriet Tubman. It's going to be another Nat Turner. It's going to be something where at the end, the black man gets broken to the point where he looks at that movie and says, you know what? Yeah, man, I'm glad I got some white friends. I'm glad I'm in these circumstances. I can't do that. So in return of being fearful, we start dishonoring our DNA. We start doing things of the enemy. I tell you guys this all the time. What you guys are seeing, right? What you guys are seeing is taught behavior. You was taught to be like this. Baby girl, you was taught to act like a hoe, think like a hoe, dress like a hoe. You was taught that. This is not of your DNA, okay? Black men, I want to spin the block with the Glock, but put their hands up when they see a cop. You was taught that behavior. You see how you was taught? It's easy for you to be rah-rah with people that look like you, but the opposite, your mouth is silent. Matter of fact, if you're gonna start talking, you'll take down the whole black enterprise out of fear of these people. But you would never break down a whole enterprise. You would just kill, right? And if you do have to take it down, you have no problem and shooting and murdering your entire community. Look at that behavior. That's a taught behavior. Who was the first murderers, the killers, the rapists? Who was that? You think it was us? You really think it was black people? You really think so? You allow these people to feed you this nonsense, you will fall and continue falling and will never rise if you believe such thing. You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying, people? People, I really want you to understand what I'm saying. Your DNA has not been respected since 1971. Your DNA has not been respected. You have not respected your DNA since 1971. When we started chilling with them, Woodstock, getting high, taking their drugs, dealing with their women, this is what you seen happening. Just like that. From this, listen, if I'm lying, I'm flying. If you see from the 1970s until now, every year it was a rise of black incarceration. Then it was a rise of black execution, right? It was just a rise of that. And then out of nowhere became the rise of what they call that, Section 8, a rise of public assistance, all of this. It was intentional. We lost our DNA. We lost who we are. You understand? And they took full advantage of it. From the 1970s till now was when we was going downhill, and we remain downhill. And guess what? They're taking advantage of you not knowing what the F y'all doing. Okay? So when I say it's time for us to respect our DNA, it's time for us to go back into the ways of the old. We have to go back to the ways of the old for the survival, for our very existence. We have to go back. Because where we're heading, especially with this AI, they're trying to turn, not only are they knowing that you're disrespecting your DNA, they also trying to alter your DNA. It started with 2020. Okay? It started with the 2020. Okay? Now here we are in a society filled with people with altered DNAs. People don't even know what they are, who they are, what's going on. And for us as black people, it's like, damn, how much altered DNA do we need, bro? You altered our DNA when it comes to religion. You got black people believing that we're the children of the book. Yeah, because Deuteronomy chapter 28. No, fam, Deuteronomy chapter 28 was put there to justify what they was going to do to you. Okay? It's a justification. Dudes would be like, yeah, man, you know the book of Amos and stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, how do you know that this story was black? Who told you that this was black? Who told you that this was black? How can you prove this? How can you prove something, right, without having the DNA substance to match it with yours? You see, everything has to go back to the DNA. So if you say that we are the children of the book, the first thing that you need to do is provide me a character from the book where you can take the DNA and put it into whatever studies and laboratory and make sure that it comes back matching mine. This is how you're able to say, nah, this story is about us, this book is about us. Nobody's able to do that. Everybody is basing slavery and what's in Deuteronomy into why this story is about us. But then again, I asked the question, okay, if that is so, then how come the kingdom of Zimbabwe is not in the Bible or anything? If this is us, we listen, come on, stop. You know what? I'm gonna make that a topic in itself. I'm gonna leave that alone, right? We got black people claiming to be Europeans, genetically modified Europeans, embrace Europeanism more than blackness, right? Look at our actions. Look at what we do. Shooting and killing, European. Sucking and fucking, European. That's not us. Chinese women still uphold things that was done in old, right? Mexican women still uphold what was done at old. Black women, no. They go to different booty holes and assholes and all of that every day. Every day there's another woman cheating on a man. Every day is another man cheating on a woman. Every day is us acting more European than the Europeans. Genetically modified. Because we no longer want to respect our DNA. In fact, we don't even want to respect our DNA. We want to respect our last name. The last name that's connected to the oppressor. And the oppressor paid millions, and I mean millions of dollars to make sure that you follow their ways. And listen, I got the books to prove it. How to turn a Negro Christian. How to destroy a black civilization. How do you destroy it? The first thing that you must do, you must attack their spiritual belief. Attack their spiritual belief. Once you are spiritually unprotected, right? The movie Sinners exposed that. Once you're spiritually unprotected and they know that, they're gonna say, can you let me in? And when you do that, that's when your DNA becomes altered, because now you got bitten. Michael B. Jordan watched his twin brother died, closed the door, didn't want to be bothered, and out of nowhere, the brother woke up knocking on the door. Don't that look like the Jesus story? He died and risen again in the third day. Well, at least in that movie, we ain't have enough time, so he risen in 3 minutes. Hey, I'm just telling you what we saw. I'm just telling you what we saw. And he became a totally different person, right? He became more aggressive. He became more violent. He was ready to kill his own. He was ready to kill everybody but his brother. Because he told his brother, like, yo, my brother, I can't do this without you. How many of us fell for that story? How many of us fell for, I can't do this without you? And then you're out of respect, because you respected your DNA, and that's your brother who carried that same DNA. You take that trip, and then you still lose at the end. You understand? Just keep it at 100. So these people come, they eat, they destroy, and then now they gave us this whole new world, this brand new world of pure foolishness. A brand new world of pure foolishness. Yesterday, I posted up a video of a funeral taking place in Guyana. I repeat, in Guyana. And here's two men. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Two men twerking on a casket. And when I say, how did this mentality get there? Nobody gave me a response. Matter of fact, I had somebody say, you should take that down because, it's inappropriate and there's no meaning behind that. I said, there's no meaning. What you mean there's no meaning? Everything has a meaning. Everything has a reason. Everything. And right there, the question that I asked is, how did that energy make it there? I'm going to tell you how it got there. It got there under the guidelines of Jesus, under the guidelines of Christianity, under the guidelines of some form of religion. You see, religion is what's altering your DNA. Religion is what's altering your DNA. It's because you have denounced your ancestral bloodline and started embracing the blood of Jesus. You replaced the blood of your ancestors with the blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus is what you prefer than to continuously have the blood of your ancestors fueling you, motivating you, giving you the willpower to finish what they started. We have to finish what they started. And now that now that our DNA is so altered, listen, we got black people claiming everything now. I got black people claiming to be Hebrews. I got black people claiming to be the indigenous people of America. I got black people claiming to be everything other than who they was designed to be, which is a free human being. A free human being. I don't know why people think this place called America is your land. I'm indigenous to this. What DNA substance can you prove that you are? I repeat, what DNA substance can you use to prove that you are an indigenous person from this land? See, we don't have no access to the DNA. But what we do have access to is the ways of the universe. True word. Every time I tell you the truth, my phone goes off. We have access to the ways of the universe. What are the ways of the universe? You will never see a lion disrespect his DNA by laying with a tiger, but we will. You will never see a lion go open her legs for every lion that she sees. Guess what? We are. You will never see a rose petal laying next to a lily flower, but you will see us want to be all up in their videos, all in their space, all in their jobs, they all in your community. True word. Another bing. Because we're not respecting our DNA. You see me, I realized, hold on. I remember George Washington Carver. What people don't understand is his intelligence came from him paying attention to the plants. His intelligence came from paying attention to the plants, watching how the plants function and operate. What you guys don't realize is he was paying attention to the DNAs of the plants. We, on the other hand, we're not doing that. We are allowing people to make us not respect our DNA. Like I told you before, once I seen this little black girl in the hands of the oppressors, I said, you know what? Everything that I was doing, everything that I said I was doing before, how I was acting, the foolishness, it's over for that. That was the reminder I needed. Like, oh yeah, that's why you was a life coach. Oh yeah, that's why you decided to leave the street life alone and help the people. That was the reminder. That's all I needed. I've been up. I've been motivated. I done took a cleanser. I'm flushing everything out my body. It's just a master reset taking place right now, because I realized that not only is our DNA altered, but these people are taking full advantage of it. Slavery of old is gonna come back again. What you see the ISIS is doing was the same shit these niggas was doing in Africa, bro. Was the same shit they was doing here in America, bro. Running around, kicking down the teepees in the canoes, dragging families, separating mothers from fathers, children being left alone. And then when the child is left alone, you know who came to minister to the child? You guessed it. True word. You guessed it. The person that came to minister to the child was your pastor, was your cardinal, was your bishop, right? And what you think they was doing to that child? Touching him, touching her. And after that, what do you think she turned out to be? A full-fledged demon, exactly how they want it, or altered DNA who don't know what the heck is going on because mommy and daddy is no longer around. And that's the same shit you see going on here. They're shipping these people. They're grabbing these fathers. They're grabbing these mothers. Listen, these people will grab will grab these families while they with their children, while their children is in their hands, in the shopping cart. They're in the supermarkets buying food. These people are being snatched up, and these children is left crying, begging, saying, why? What? We don't do nothing. My family don't rob, don't steal. We didn't hurt nobody. We didn't do nothing. And listen, I feel all you guys pain, but I want you guys to understand this is the same campaign. This is the same shit they did to us, and it's only gonna get worse, bro. They see that the niggas is waking up. They see that the Euro-Christian ideology is ineffective. They see that Islam is ineffective. So it's like, look, we're gonna start off with the Mexicans. The reason why they're moving with the Mexicans, because first of all, whether Mexicans is here or not, they're gonna always come back. I got the videos and everything to show you what these people are doing, right? That's for one. And for two, the main reason why they're attacking the Hispanic people is because the Hispanics pose the biggest threat to the census of America. Meaning, in the next 10 years, Hispanic people, if not removed from now, will be the dominant race. And then number two will become the black race. If we stay keeping our DNA and we stay on task and we stay loving and we stay married to our wives and we stay with these individuals and we build, we can be number two and even number one. Because believe me, there's nobody busting more nuts than the black man. Okay? But the black women are taking more plan Bs than the Mexicans. The Mexicans like, no, I'm pregnant. Yeah. And out come Miguel and Filippo. Where the black girl, she said, not me. I'm not about to push another Negro. Plan B, let's go to the store. Let's go to CVS. You got $50? Listen, and look, everything done gone up. But cigarettes, alcohol, and Plan Bs, them things remain the same. Why? Because they're gonna continue allowing you to pay. Weed remains the same. Everything gone up. I could still get me a $10 bag. Everything done gone up. But the shit that's designed to destroy and mess with your DNA, that messes with the reproduction of children, and keep it the same. Keep it at a low cost. Matter of fact, you can get 2 for 1 if you play your cards right. I'm just telling you guys the truth. Everything. So yes, what you guys are witnessing is just the beginning of what's to come. This is the fear tactics, okay? This is about survival. Every European that voted for Trump voted for him because it was about survival. It wasn't about freedom. It wasn't about uniting and making America great again. No, when America was great was when the Europeans was the most dominant in every aspect. You know what I'm saying? But when they're not, they're losing. They can't build, right? They allowed the American lifestyle comfortability overtake them. So the mass majority of them is overweight, out of shape, can't talk, can't walk, right? So the only thing they can do is put up a pitchfork and say, get out of here, you niggers and you Mexicans and you Spics and you this and you that. And when Trump said, we're going to close the borders, they eating the cats and the dogs. Oh, yeah. And again, people, let me make this clear. I am a Trump supporter. I love Trump. Why? Because Trump is a realist. I love realness. Just keep it 100. Tell me you don't like me, bro. That's it. Trump's telling you, listen, I don't like the Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans, anything with the Acans, he don't like. He only like European, Jewish, and money. That's it. I respect it. And he tells you this. Okay? That's it. So for us, people, you gotta respect your DNA, bro. We got to put an end to this foolish shit that these people are doing. They corrupting our minds. Listen, we're so jacked up. These people have made their way into re-educating your child. Your child has an altered DNA by the time that child is 5 or 6 years old, bro. Or altered DNA, a different perspective of life. We got girls 13 years old want to do shit that 18-year-old girls is doing. I'm seeing girls the other day. I forgot where I was at. Oh, no, exactly where I was at. I was by what is it? Kingsbridge Projects. While I'm sitting there, letting time go by, ordering food on Friday, while I see a little girl, son, I kid you not, no more than 13, 14 years old, bro, pushing a baby stroller with her best friend by her side. I looked, I said, look what the fuck is going on here. How did sex become a priority to children, bro? What the heck are you eager to have something stuck inside of you? Why? That's grown folks. You're not grown. Can't even pay bills. What you gonna produce this child in which y'all gonna live off Section 8? Guess what? This nigga Trump taking that away. And that's another reason why I support him. Because the shit that held us back is being taken away. Now we got no choice to work with each other. We got no choice but to love each other. We got no choice but to protect each other. We got no choice. And shout out to the brothers that was out in Harlem. I think it was like June 19th. It was something, and they was having a block party, and police came, and they came and they straight violated, bro. They was, and people was fighting back. I seen this one girl knock this one European out, hit him. I was like, this is what I be talking about, bro. We are the most dominant race on the face of this earth. When are we gonna say, you know what? If we all going down, fuck it. I don't mind sitting in the can knowing that I got my entire community with me and we standing on business. You think that same energy is not gonna come into the jailhouse? You think that same energy is not gonna convert the minds of the Alkebulan? We're gonna start telling people, yo, bro, you gotta respect your DNA. Oh, Allah, that's not respecting your DNA. Throw that shit in the garbage. Oh, Jesus, that's not respecting your DNA. Throw that shit in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage. Every black person is calling on Jesus. Listen, when you're black, your spirituality is only based on the Abrahamic religion. And they bring handlers to convert your mind, to make you believe that the Abrahamic religion is the religion of the world, and for some apparent reason it started with us and it made its way into the laps of a European. That is a lie, bro. It's a lie. It's a lie. We never knew nothing about no Abrahamic religion, bro. Black people don't know what Abraham was until we became enslaved, and then we started calling our children after these biblical names after being enslaved, bro. After being re-indoctrinated, bro. We don't know nothing about this. Everything that these people are telling you, it cannot be proven, bro. From Hebrews to Negroes to these camps, these Christian churches, these mosques, all of these things can be proven to show that black people was the origin of such things. You cannot prove it. Everything is you gotta believe, you gotta trust, you gotta pray on it, you gotta wait for it. Just look, man, my brother, how you gonna tell us this is not us, man? Look, slavery, and then look, World War III. Why wasn't World War II in the Biblos? Why wasn't World War I in the Biblos? So you fast forward all of that, all these worldwide casualties and death and destruction. Something as that magnitude, you don't think God would write about that? You don't think God would make people want to remember that? The nigga put Jonas in a well for 3 days to ensure that the people got the word. But then none of us got the word for World War I. Nobody got the word for World War II. Nobody. But everybody now got the word for World War III, the final war of the end all. I still see these Hebrew Israelites coming on these shows. Oh, America can escape what's happening, what's going to happen to them. No, America will not be touched until we buckle up, until we man up, until we say, you know what? I'm good with you, Jesus. No, don't give me that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. No, don't give me that. Please. To the left, to the left. Bring that over there, Beyonce. You see, when the black man, until the black man do that, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, man, nothing is gonna happen, bro. Show me where in the Bible it said the war will start and then it will have a ceasefire. Oh, you're gonna tie it with the wars and rumors of wars? It don't seem like it was a rumor because missiles was dropped. Supposedly. Huh? Where's the biometrics and all of that? Nothing. They just gave you, oh, you're gonna have the mark on your hands and on your forehead, and then nobody's gonna be able to eat. But which one? Wait, well, hold on. But wasn't it the mark supposed to be first, then the war, or was it the war then the mark? I don't know. I don't remember. Like I said, once I deconstructed, my brain went on massive reset. Remove this. Right? Where? But I say all of that to say these religions is altering your DNA. The school system altering your DNA. The phones altering your DNA. Okay? Okay? These TV shows, these podcasters, all of this is altering our DNA because they're not talking about the issues that's fucking us up. Pardon my language. I had to say that. I want you guys to understand the serious. They're not talking about the things that are destroying us. They're not talking about the things that's really making us hate being black. Yesterday, I seen an older black lady driving a car, and she looked like she's married to a Euro. And the Euro looked at me, and he wanted, because they was double parked, and they wanted to come out, and I just stopped. And the reason why I stopped, for one, these are my elders, and for two, that was a black lady. But for three, true word, I'm saying, bro, for real? Damn, mama, that means you've been waking up, laying with the oppressor. Did you guys have children? This is another contaminated, altered DNA. We're not respecting our DNA. You know, once upon a time, these people forced themselves upon you, ladies. Now you guys are freely giving yourself up to them. Why? Because they're giving you money, a piece of paper that's not backed by nothing but confidence, a paper that has an image of people that oppress you, the image of people that see you nothing more than property. So you're telling me that you would chase that, then stand and represent your DNA, represent the DNA that fought, that allow you to be alive in 2025? The disrespect. Trust me, I see pretty European girls. The first thing that come into my mind, respect your DNA. Respect your DNA. Guess what also comes with respecting your DNA? Who becomes part of your DNA? You know, the woman that you lay with and you have a child with, guess what? When she produce and push forth your child that had your DNA, she ends up having your DNA as well. So now you have to respect not only yours, but you got to respect hers as well. Because y'all both carrying the same DNA. Your body is intertwined with that person. Respect the DNA, bro. These dudes is chasing these hoes, laying up with these hoes, you know, doing shit that you're not even supposed to be doing with something like that. And then bring home some contaminated penis and vagina, and then got these niggas infected, got these women infected. I could show you countless videos of women, of men, pressing they women after getting tested, finding out that they positive on something. And these men is like, yo, baby girl, what the heck is going on? I'm only laying with you. What the heck is this? Females same way. And guess what? Guess what they all got in common? Nobody's gonna respect their DNA to the point where it's like, yo, I'm not even gonna entertain the game no more. I'm just gonna fall back and be on my P's and Q's and stay right here. No. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go do me. I had a woman say, hey, listen, it's not my job to tell you that I'm sick or that I got a virus or something. I'm not supposed to tell you. What? That's a contaminated DNA. What foolish nonsense is that? You're not gonna tell somebody that you are infected with something? Wow. And she was a beautiful sister. But she was a little light-skinned, which means she's been compromised. Look at the mentality. This is not somebody that's from a pure DNA. This is a corrupt, contaminated, infested with disease person. Who in their right minds would say something like that? But we're not respecting our DNA. And it's time for us to respect our DNA. I'm going to talk about this even more. I might even give you guys a part 2. This is part 1. 51 minutes. We're going to do a part 2. Because it is time for us. And I repeat, it is time for us to respect our DNA. I love you guys. I want to say thank you for your continuous support. Understand that I'm just very passionate about who I am, what I am, where I came from, and where the heck I'm going. Okay? And my direction to where I need to go must only be directed by those with my DNA. I don't need no more compromise. I don't need no more derailing or nothing. Let's stay focused. You get derailed when you talk about this hell and how the righteous and Jesus Christ will prevail. All that nonsense, you contaminated. Go over there. Okay? It's time for us to stand on our DNA, honor, respect, love, protect, and do the necessary things to ensure that our next generation, the next black generation, not only upholds and respect the DNA, but make it their mission for their DNA to never be compromised. For those that don't know who I am, I told you once, I'm going to say it again. I am him, Jules, the AK representative, okay? The AK representative, that is me. We outside. Let's continue supporting. And if you like this, you already know what to do, man. Share this, bro. Join the movement. Join the membership. Once the membership gets to over 100 people, I will be giving in-depth classes and lessons, talk things, give you the 411 about a lot of stuff. And if I can't do it on here, then we're gonna bring it over to the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? So again, continue supporting. And with that being said, man, it's your brother, man. You understand? And I'm a holla. One.